Hello everyone, my name is Greg Hunter. I'm the president and co-chair of the West Hill Community Association. Wanted to thank you guys all for attending our quarterly meeting. This is actually a pretty good turnout for this time of year. You got nice sun, nice weather out here, so expect everyone to be enjoying the sun. But first off, we want to have some upcoming events. Do we have that on the slide?
Yeah.
And any updates that we have.
So I think we'll have some presentations on some of these
Yep.
coming up. But don't forget our Earth Week volunteer event, April 27th.
At Skyway Park from 9 a.m. to noon.
Find it on our website. I think we're going to get a little presentation about this one.
This one here, Launch One Hands, Annual Community Family Reunion, Monday, April 29th, from 2 to 7 at Skyway Grocery Outlet.
And again, you can find all those and more, and we'll be adding more on the website. And you'll see some other things listed on here as well as going through other resources. So there we go.
All right, so first off is Skyway Water and Sewer. What's Cynthia on? Here? She's not here. All right, moving on. King County Fire District, Eric Hicks. Right to it.
Try not to stand in the light of the projector.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Hicks, and I am your fire chief. Tonight, I'm just going to go over a few things. I did bring our new, fresh off the press, annual report for 2023. For 2023, we celebrated our 80 years of service being a fire district. Some of the highlights, I'm just going to quickly go over. So last year, we responded to 2,750 calls for service. Our average response time to structure fires in our district was 5 minutes and 25 seconds for a house fire. And for critical medical response, when I say critical medical response, I'm talking about those calls that involve CPR in progress, if someone's not breathing. The average response time was 4 minutes and 53 seconds. So that's an average response time. After the 2,750 calls that we went on, 2,111 of those were medical emergencies. Our ACAR transported 727 patients out of the district. We had 161 total fire responses, so that includes everything from a car accident to a fire alarm to those non-structural type calls. Our rehab unit also went on responses, so we have a rehab unit that responds to every fire in South King County. Okay, that's kind of our contribution, the way we work with fire departments throughout King County, throughout South King County anyway. So the air unit fills bottles, the SCBAs in the back of the firefighters' backs, and they also provide water and snacks for the firefighters while they're on scene. So that exchange of helping each other translates to the house fire we had down the street down here at 12800 block of 64th Avenue South, where if you had a chance to see that in operation, you probably saw a lot of different fire trucks and aid cars and medic units there that were from South King County, because we all work together as one fire department in South King County. So that's their contribution to give back to us as we help them on fires as well. So that particular fire that happened on April 1st, again, was right down the street. It actually went to a second alarm fire. When the crews arrived, the fire had already made its way up to the second floor and into the roof area. During the fire, we did have one of our lieutenants suffer a medical emergency and had to be transported by the medics to Valley Medical Center. I went up there and met the firefighter, met the lieutenant, and he was observed and a lot of tests, and he made it home safely that night and is doing well today. Saw his doctor again after the fire and everything was settled down, so he's doing well. The Ranger and Sheriff's Office did do the fire investigation. I have not received a report back on a cause. Any questions about that fire, that particular house fire? I want to give some kudos to 7 of our Skyway firefighters. They participated in the Columbia Tower climb to raise money for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. On March 10th, they raised $8,187. So very proud that we had a Skyway team participating in that. You probably saw on our Facebook page, we put out a scam alert. We had one of our residents come into the fire station and reported that they got a call and said they were from the fire department and was looking for a donation. And this resident received 3 calls, and she kept saying no, and so she decided to come up because she'll just donate in person. When we found out about it, we told her that we would never contact someone over the phone to ask for a donation. And so that's when we went into action right away, put something out on Facebook that if you receive a call saying they're from the Skyway Fire Department or from a particular fire department, do not donate over the phone. Please do not donate over the phone. You know, maybe that's something that the Sheriff's Office can back me up on, because I do believe we did contact Vicki, and she backed us up on that to share some information as well. So, do you have any questions for me? That's kind of the end of my report tonight. Okay, well, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Chief Hicks. Next up is Detective Norris, King County Sheriff's Office.
And Vicki.
And Vicki.
And the sidekick. We have to follow the fire department. That's the worst. Michael always hates when I say they're better looking, and everybody loves them.
No comment.
All right, we're going to kick ours off talking about the thing that we are dealing with most is stolen cars.
Sadly, still
Yeah,
things.
still going on. Trying to remind people to be vigilant, watch their surroundings, check the areas. So a good example we have, this is our normal flyer we usually hand out, just a couple tips on how to reduce auto theft and things to look out for.
We also have this translated in 10 different languages, so if anybody wants some of these or wants to hand them out to anybody, it is obviously mostly common sense, but you know, I've been told my whole life to eat apples instead of candy. As you can tell, I much prefer candy. So sometimes just the reference and being reminded of the thing that you already know might stop your car from being stolen. We still have wheel locks. If anybody is driving a Hyundai or a Kia, the corporations have sent us wheel locks at no cost. So if anyone has one of those cars, if anyone has a car that they're worried about, come and see us. We'd be happy to give you a wheel lock. Now we're going to tell you about a story that happened recently. It'll help you out a little bit.
Okay. So we're not going to reveal all details yet because it's still an open investigation. Pretty much, there was a vehicle stolen from SeaTac. That vehicle had OnStar. It was tracked here in Skyway. We had deputies go to contact the vehicle. It was enclosed behind a gated fence. Once the deputies tried to make contact with them, they decided to ram through the whole fence. It's been an ongoing thing in general, but it doesn't seem to be getting better right now. Once they ran through the fence, our deputies were advised to not pursue them, but it's a good thing they didn't because they found 5 more stolen cars on the property. So that was in the 7600 block of South 126th Street. So again, we get a lot of calls and tips about the suspicious stuff going on in the neighborhoods. Our eyes, it's always you guys. So if you guys are seeing stuff that looks out of the norm, anything like that, don't hesitate to call us so we can investigate it. Past 2 weeks, we've had 11 stolen. That number has probably gone up after today. Again, it's an ongoing issue. We're doing the best we can to minimize it, and one of the best things we can do is put out the information so that y'all can not become victims.
And these dots represent where geographically they are in Skyway, so we wanted to let you know that it is happening in other areas. So again, it's just something for us all to be aware of.
Is there a specific area that you're seeing it, like?
As you can notice, if the dot is bigger where it says 3, there's 3 cases in that one location.
Right.
So probably, sort of South Skyway towards Tukwila. But it is happening everywhere.
It's very random.
It is kind of random, and where we're finding cars that have been stolen recently, there was one found on 133rd, there was one found on 135th. It just seems to be happening more and more, and it seems to be sort of widespread around the area. So please, all pay attention, lock up your stuff, and if you see something, say something, please.
So, another thing is the abandoned vehicles. That's been a big thing. For whatever reason, Skyway has become a place where people feel very comfortable abandoning their cars, their tow trucks, things of that nature. So we got a lot of people that have been impounding them as much as they can. We still gotta go online to report that. So if you got noticing those vehicles that have been there too long, or they're broken down, and things of that nature, the fastest way for us to deal with it is to get an online report from it. Vic, you want to touch on that more?
Yeah, the online reporting is called CopLogic, which is just a funny little name. But when you report online, it actually goes to a sergeant. So that is going to get assigned out a lot faster than if you even call a dispatcher to do it. Because if a dispatcher gets the call and they say, okay, today there's an abandoned car on, let's say, 133rd, but our 2 deputies are off doing something else, that call will just wait and wait and wait and wait. So the better way to do it is actually to do it online.
And we can only impound vehicles during certain hours of the day. So normally it's 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's Monday through Friday. So doing it online, at least that way goes directly to a supervisor who then sends it out directly to a deputy who's either in the clear at that moment or will be soon. So that's what. Yes, ma'am.
Does that include cars that are abandoned on Linear Avenue?
It sure does. I've towed several from there, so it absolutely does.
I am amazed. So we tag a car. What we want to do is we obviously give the person the opportunity to move it. We're not trying to make someone's life more difficult. We're not trying to cause someone undue burden of financial burden. We give them 48 hours. I have seen cars that I thought would never move all of a sudden disappear. So we are tagging a lot of cars, but again, we need all of your help to sort of know where the problem cars are. We work with the fire department to make sure that the roads are safe so that when they need to get to an emergency, they don't have any problems getting access. Obviously, if anything is blocking a fire hydrant, that's an immediate removal of a car. But other than those things, like a handicap spot, we will immediately tow. Otherwise, we're going to give 48 hours and try to talk to the person that owns the car and see if they can't move it.
Yeah, so per policy, we have to try to contact the registered owner of the vehicle. It's really easy if they live in Skyway. It's really hard when they don't. And more often than not, they really don't. So we try to find phone numbers and things of that nature, but it's very difficult. So when that doesn't work, we'll tag it. They'll have a couple days to move it, unless it's blocking something where we need access to the road or a public sidewalk, things like that. So we have rules that we have to follow, but this is a screenshot pretty much of how everything works in that regard.
This is the CopLogic page, so when you go and you try to make an online report, it'll start to ask you a few questions. But again, just letting you know that 24 hours or more with a car that hasn't moved is something you can report. So Sammamish has different rules. As you can see, there's a 72 hours. But if a car is not moving for a few days, please call us. We'd like to make sure, A, it's not stolen, and B, if it's a nuisance car, we can get it out of here. And if it's your neighbor's car or grandma's visiting, then we'll find out that too.
And if the tabs are expired over 45 days, we
That
can
can help
remove it.
expedite.
That's usually the fastest way.
So another thing we're doing, just to talk about driver safety, is smart signs. I can't wait for these things. I've been talking about them, it feels like, for months now. These are signs they're going to bring onto King County the first time. It's a program with Target Zero, which is a Washington State Department of Transportation program to try to lower the amount of distracted driving that we have. So these signs actually have AI, and they can tell if you don't have your seatbelt on. So if you're driving by and you don't have a seatbelt on, it's going to tell you to put your seatbelt on. If you're on your cell phone, it'll tell you to put your cell phone down. If you're speeding, it'll tell you to slow down. But wait, what if you're doing everything right, like all of us, right? Then it'll give you a nice, happy, smiley face. And tell you, good job. These are what the signs are going to look like. They're really hoping that they're going to be able to collect a lot of data from these signs. They're actually moving them around King County. We're supposed to get 2 in Skyway, hopefully next month. I told them the places I was hoping to put them, they have to be sort of in slow areas where traffic isn't going too fast or it wouldn't be able to register. So near schools. So I'm hoping we get them before school is out. The data they're going to collect, they're going to try to figure out where there are specific areas that they need to do a lot of focus on distracted driving. And they're hoping this data will tell them that. Anybody have any questions about the smart signs? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a wallflower, of course.
Yeah.
I have lived in the Skyway area since 1976. And I have seen the speeding through Skyway proper. And I would love to see this sign somewhere along that stretch. Or have the light at 7-Eleven go red.
On Renton Avenue?
On Renton Avenue.
Okay, yep.
They are just flying through there.
Yeah. We're working on, I don't know if anyone's known, but Renton PD, Kent PD, and King County Sheriff's Office have been working on a speed emphasis. Detective Norris and I are trying to get that to come up to Skyway.
They can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because that's 25 miles an hour.
Right, and the crazy thing is we don't want to cause that burden. We want you to slow down. So we've had situations where we've stopped people and, you know, maybe their tabs were expired, the lights weren't working, the kids weren't in car seats, and they were speeding. And we're going to give you 1 ticket instead of 4, you know, but we need people to start paying attention that the rules do matter and that you do need to slow down. It's going to end badly if we don't.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you for that.
Especially with school, you know, school's going to be out in a couple of months.
Right.
I'm sorry, kids don't think.
No.
They want to browse.
We were all those kids. We all thought we were invincible. So,
Yeah.
we need to prove to them that
But
they're not
it's like
without
a
hurting them.
shortcut
Right.
between 405 and I-5.
Right, it is. You're
And
absolutely right.
This is not a freeway.
Nope.
It's a residential area.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you see something, please call it in though too. That also helps us. Yes, I am.
So you're saying that AI can pick up this information?
Yes.
Is it zoning in on plate information? Like, are you gonna get?
I wish I knew how the science
They're
worked.
not doing the plate readers.
Okay.
No, it's just
I've fought for that already.
whatever is happening inside that car. I don't know how this machine is going to tell if I have a cell phone in my hand versus a Coca-Cola, but somehow it's saying that it's going to be able to tell you that. So we will see once it gets here, because trust me, I'll be driving by with a Coke, with my cell phone, with a dog, like trying to make sure this machine works.
It's not reading the plate.
Yeah, and it'll all be Vicky. Yeah. So again, some things that I've heard other people talk about, but you should really get involved in this. This is tomorrow night, so short notice, but participatory budgeting, this is millions of dollars coming to your community. I can't think of a better thing to attend than that meeting so you can discuss things that you want. Can I just say sidewalks? All right, that's all. I'm off my soapbox. And then the last thing is the Skyway Resource Fair. Happens every 3rd Friday of the month. It's a great opportunity to come and meet a whole bunch of wraparound resources. If you don't need something, but you know maybe a neighbor that does, come pick it up for them. Come talk to us. We love to chit-chat about just about anything. And you see those are some of the dates coming up. Next one is April 19th, this Friday. That is it for us. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to get back to your page. Anything else for the Sheriff's Office? Thank you very much.
for your service.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for your attention, everybody.
Thank you.
Next up is King County Parks.
Right, thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. So Quick question, how many parks do we serve in King County? Does anybody know? I don't have any prizes, but I'm just throwing it. How many, can you guess? Oh my gosh, you cheat, you looked it up, didn't you? I know you didn't. Okay, over 205 parks, 175 miles of trails. That's front country and back country. We have a huge expanse of space for people to explore. And this belongs to everybody. So I encourage you, as the weather gets better, please get outside, enjoy your parks. We have parks that are good for horseback riding, for kayaking, canoeing, camping. Please check it out. You can find us online, kingcountyparks.gov, learn about our park system, and get outside. That being said, I got a ton of folks that shoot me information when I say, well, I'm going to be coming up here to Skyway to present on some things. And I don't know exactly what it is all they're talking about. They just give me stuff that they want to share out to you folks. So let me go ahead and see what they got to say here. All right, so a few updates and opportunities for you. With summer coming up, we're looking to fill some great seasonal positions. So this one is on employment. At this time, we have the following opportunities for youth and adults interested in working in our parks. King County Park seasonal maintenance positions. So we are looking to fill temporary positions up to 6 months of work from April 15th to October 15th. Have to be at least 18 years of age and have a valid driver's license. Starting salary is at $26.10 an hour. We also have our Youth Conservation Corps interns. This is for high school age youth. You have to be at least 15 years of age. This is a summer internship, and the starting salary is $19.17 an hour. And the application period, I think, closes at April 21st. So you might want to get on that if you're interested. We are also looking for recreation aides for our Skyway program. So the King County Parks Team Program is seeking temporary rec aides for an 8-week-long Art in the Park program in Skyway-West Hill. I think that was just posted up. Maybe you posted it up, I think. That opens May 4th, so applications open May 4th. But the position begins June 26th and runs through August 23rd. And you must be at least 16 years of age, and that one starts at $19.17 an hour. For specifics on these opportunities, reach out to our HR department at parkshr@kingcounty.gov. Also, for those interested in working in the healthcare field, the White Center Team Program, along with several partners, are hosting an in-person viewing party at the Skyway Library for the Pathways to Working in Healthcare job launch on Tuesday, April 17th from 3:30 to 5 p.m. So you can learn about paid internships and training programs for a career in the healthcare industry. You can visit the team program online to find more information. I also have a few updates on park and open space developments. Some of this stuff predates me, so please bear with me as I try to share out this information. Based on community feedback from Skyway Coalition, Homestead Community Land Trust, and Community Land Conservancy, Parks is interested in developing a neighborhood-scale open space planning effort. That's a lot of words. For the Skyway-West Hill area in coordination with the Department of Local Services, Department of Community Health Services, and community partners. There's more to come on this topic, but we just wanted to give you a heads up on this proposed scope of work. And the next thing I wanted to share was in regards to the images that you're seeing here. So the West Skyway Natural Area, also known as the Empire Parcels, Parks purchase of these parcels from King County Housing Authority, thank you, closed in late 2023. Parks in King County Noxious Weeds have partnered with Dirt Corps to clear back blackberries and other weeds prior to site planning. We hope to initiate a planning effort with community later this summer, and that's at 129th and I-5 within the Mulcahy, so the area within the red bounding is the area that will be developed. The next one is for Skyway Park itself. King County's Urban Forestry Program will be working on a forest stewardship plan for the forested hillside at Skyway Park. So again, place the space within the red bounded area. If you all know that little kind of unofficial path that runs down the hill, it's just north of that. So they're going to be actually doing some work there. The Urban Forestry Program are going to be doing some work on that hillside, including noxious weed removal and a youth engagement partnership with Dare to Be. So our contact for any of those kind of open space questions is Rusty Milholland You can reach him at rmiholland@kingcounty.gov. We can maybe show that out later.
Anything that you missed today, just reach out to us and we'll find it for you.
Please. And you can feel free to contact him or myself, and we'll be able to answer whatever questions that you have. But that is all of my updates. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
I have a question from Facebook.
Yeah.
Malik Vaz asks, is there a reason why the entrance to Skyway Park underneath the transmission lines near the Skyline Apartments is chained off? Is that something that the Parks Department did?
I actually am not sure. My first question would be, at what hours is it being chained off? Because it is, of course, a dawn to dusk kind of situation. So if it's after hours, then the whole place is closed off. It should be gated. That being said, if it's not during those hours and it's during open hours, I'm not really sure. But if you want to go ahead and reach out to me, feel free to shoot me an email. We can get the email information posted online. And then I can go ahead and look up the manager for that park and get an answer for you. Any other questions? Vicky.
The beautiful willow tree that exists on Beacon Coal Mine Road, that property that you just purchased,
Yeah.
is that going to be highlighted in some way?
Would you like it to be?
Yes, please.
Okay. We'll have to talk about that. We haven't done anything yet, but we can definitely get you connected with the forestry people and see if we can do something about that. I have an inkling that they're not looking to cause harm to any of the trees. They're just looking at noxious weed removal.
That was a spectacular tree.
Yeah. So let's connect on that one, so
Okay.
I can get you in connection with folks. So, any other questions? No? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Skyway Library? Skyway Library? All right, Ring School District, Randy Matson.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Randy Madison, Executive Director of Community Relations in the Renton School District. First shout out to the Parks Department, along with voter support for a bond measure and the Parks Department, we renovated the field right behind this school to put in new grass, a walking path around it. So as a school district, we can't do a lot when it comes to community services. We have to concentrate on our schools. But what we want to do here on the West Hill and Skyway area is try to figure out how we can work with the resources that we have to empower and improve lives for our students, families, and community members up here. So we created that field just this summer. I think the grass is coming in nicely. It's open to the public, and in the summertime it will be a nice area for folks to exercise on and run around. And of course, the walking path around it will give you a little bit of opportunity for space to just stretch out. So a couple of other things that are happening at elementary schools here in this area. Of course, the schools on this hill belong to the Renton School District, and we service our families here on the West Hill and Skyway. We've got Campbell Hill, Bryn Mawr, and Lakeridge Elementary School, Dimmitt Middle School, and then Renton High School. Most of the students that are here on this hill matriculate to Renton High School. So the three elementary schools, including Campbell Hill, are doing a lot with students beyond just high quality education. We're teaching a lot of arts programs, and a couple of them that have just been instituted. Bryn Mawr Elementary School's music teacher got a grant approved and is teaching electric guitar to elementary kids at that school. So we're putting together a jam band, and if you guys want them to perform, reach out to me and we can see if we can get some headbanging stuff going on with those kids. Campbell Hill teachers here at this school are expanding reading opportunities for students, so they're growing their own libraries in their classrooms, but they're also creating these large pile of books that they present to students every once in a while for them to gather and take home so that they can create their own reading libraries at home. And they do this through grants or some other funding measures to actually purchase these books so students can take them home. Lakeridge Elementary School has started a ukulele class, so a little bit downgraded from the jam bands at Bryn Mawr, but ukuleles are cool, so kids are learning to play ukuleles. So we're trying to incorporate a lot of arts and music into the things that we're doing at the elementary schools. Dimmitt Middle School recently hosted their evening for families. This is where students present their work to their families. So families are invited in, students do presentations to their families and show their STEM work, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics that they've been doing. And then they've also put together a really good orchestra and band program, and they serenaded their families that night as well. So a lot of our schools are doing this where we're allowing students to be the presenters. We bring families in the evening and students present their work to their families. Gives them a sense of pride and also helps them better understand what they're doing in their work, so by the time they're ready to present it, they not only have created something, but they can explain how they got to learning the science or technology that went into making these projects. Renton High School, we are continuing to purchase land around Renton High School. So if you know Renton High, so the back of Renton High on Tober, I think that's the road, out to the Airport Way. We're buying property in that area to expand the footprint of Renton High. We got a bond passed by voters in 2022. We tried to find land elsewhere to build a new high school facility. There's not enough land to actually create that, so we're going to expand the footprint of Renton High. The intent is to leave the front facade of Renton High and the IKEA Performing Arts Center intact, but rebuild the entire area from 2nd Street on out to Airport Way. So we're still working with folks who own property there and businesses who own property to purchase those properties to make that expansion to create that new high school facility. And one last thing I want to mention, we are again this year partnering with Renton Technical College. So every high school senior that graduates from any of our high schools this year, as we did last year, will be able to go to Renton Technical College for free for 2 years. We secured funding from state funding. Representative Burquest, Steve Burquest, who represents this area and is also a teacher in our district, has worked really hard in the last 2 years to secure funding. So this is the second year that we've been able to support that program. And again, to provide 2-year free tuition to any student that graduates from our schools to attend Renton Technical College. So those are partnerships that we're working on to try to help students try to create a future beyond high school. And it was successful last year, and we think we're going to have a lot of students taking us up on it this year as well. That's a quick overview of what's happening with schools up here. Anybody have any questions?
What is the qualification to get into tech?
Very good. So qualifications to get into tech. Well, you have to have a high school diploma,
Right.
But they are not taking GPA. They are not taking whether or not you're a citizen. They're not taking. You do have to fill out a FAFSA, so a federal student aid document, and then fill out their entry form. So depending on what program you get into, you have to have some kind of high school equivalency to get into those programs. But right now, there's not really any barrier to anybody who graduates from our schools. All of our schools have prepared students to enter college, so they can walk right in. Okay, thank you.
Next up is King County Local Services. Boom.
There you go. Hello. I'm glad. Hey, I'm Bong Saki Domingo, and I'm with the Department of Local Services. Glad to see all our partners here tonight. So, if you guys don't know what Department of Local Services, I'm going to give you a brief introduction as to what we do. We are King County. We are your local government. So if you live in unincorporated King County, that means you don't belong to any city, we are your government. It's like going to a city hall, but we don't have a city hall. I'm at the library on Wednesday. You can see me there, and I can dispense or provide over-the-counter services, the ones that I have in my bag. I can give it to you. Two big divisions in our department is roads, because I heard here roads. They're going to build something that goes to us. That's our department. Also, code enforcement. If your neighbor is suddenly packing up stuff all over the planet, and we get those calls. That's code enforcement. Okay, so 2 items. By the way, too. My boss is here. That's David Daw. He is the external relations manager. So we are in the engagement group. So besides West Hill or Skyway, I also work in White Center. In Umpqua, there's a little community called West Hill, which is like in Kent. It looks like it's Kent, but it's a neighborhood that's unincorporated. They're calling themselves West Hill. I also work in East Federal Way and Basham. I just came back from Basham today. So anyway, 2 items. You know, I was dreading that I was going to follow the police department and the sheriff because theirs was so exciting. However, we have money. Participatory budgeting.
We don't.
You need to get together.
We have money. So, and this is a unique opportunity for folks in the community, as the title says, to participate and vote for projects that you think should go in this community. Okay, so we're having that tomorrow at the library again, 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I'm sorry. You want to come early? I'm there every day, like 1 o'clock. So I'll be there. So, and then the other thing is you guys see those community vans, metro vans, commuter vans? We manage that program under our department. Okay, so I don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows Kadisha Jackson, right?
Woo!
Yes. Yep, Kadisha. I think she's online watching us. I'm going to put a prop, so about her. We have 3 vans in this whole area, and they're now parked. You know, one is at Creston Point, and thank you, Chief, for allowing us to park in your parking lot. So one of the vans is there. And the other one, we just inked a nice deal, which is free. Okay, with Task, it's called the Task House. It's at offering here.
Renton Avenue and 116th.
Yeah, Renton Avenue. Okay, I'm not familiar with the.
Right at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, where that sharp curve is going up.
The old marina.
That's right.
There you go. Also, we're looking for more volunteers because the van's not going to run without volunteer drivers. Okay, that's easy application. Okay, so and if you haven't used the van, try it. It's like a bus fare. It'll take you from point A to point B outside of where you normally go, unlike what a bus does, right? Like an access bus, you'll have to go to the hub. This one you can go beyond that. Okay? I think my time's up. Any questions? Hearing none, thank you.
Anyone from Urban Family here? Nope. Sierra Sisters? And Ayana is next.
Hey, family. Oh, y'all didn't say that right. Hey, family.
Hey.
There we go. Okay. Whoa, that wasn't good. So, Olajuwon's Community Family Reunion will be taking place Monday, April 29th, 2014 at the Skyway Grocery Outlet. Y'all, I forgot my backpack. For those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Ayana Brown. I am the mother of Olajuwon Brown. In 2010, at the age of 12, Olajuwon was shot and killed at the 7-Eleven on MLK and 129th. And so we started a foundation in his honor because this kid said he wanted to make a difference in his community. And so we started thinking about what he was doing. At 9 years old, he started his own business mowing lawns. And so he took his money bought his own school supplies. You know how if you go somewhere, you know, to the store, stop at a corner, somebody's panhandling asking for money. Well, Elijah One won't give you his money, but he'll ask you if you're hungry, and if you tell him yes, he's going to feed you. Elijah One also loved playing football. The day that he perished, he was leaving rental Walmart buying a pair of football cleats in preparation for the upcoming season. The day after he died, my husband and I were in his room, and there's this 3-ring binder on top of his TV on the dresser. My husband picked it up and opened it, and it was Elijah One's budget. This boy put pen to paper and figured out how much money he needed to make in the next few months to have his $160 registration fee to play for the Renton Rangers. So, again, this kid said he wanted to make a difference in his community, so we started thinking about all of that. And so now Elijah One's hands just pretty much picked up where Elijah One left off. Remember I talked about the backpacks and school supplies? So because of Elijah One, I can guesstimate at least, maybe 10,000 backpacks have been given out for free. We partner with Fire District 20 when they have their health and safety fair. We're there at that time giving out those backpacks and school supplies. Feeding people. On Thanksgiving Day, we utilize the Tally High School facility. And it's my husband, myself, and a whole team of people, and we're cooking. And I'm gonna give my standard disclaimer today, like I always give. I'm sorry, you guys that are sugar-free, salt-free, or gluten-free. That is not the bill for you. I'm sorry. But that's a free meal, and that's again based upon what Elijah One did. There's a scholarship piece for kids who want to play a sport or go to a camp and their parents can't afford it. We provide a scholarship piece to offset the cost of that based upon us finding this boy's budget, you know, that he did. So April the 29th is the day that we lost him, right? And I can't prove this because it didn't happen anywhere else. But y'all, I'm just convinced that had this happened in Renton, Federal Way, White Center, anywhere else, I don't think we would have been loved on the way we were here in Skyway. This whole community became our family. And so instead of the traditional sad prayer vigil, we come together every year, April 29th, doesn't matter what day of the week it falls on. This year's a Monday, but we have a community family reunion. And so, can't have a family reunion without food, right? So there's food, there's fun, there's live entertainment. A couple of years, there's been an impromptu talent show that sparked off, raffle prizes, you name it, it's there. Since COVID has happened, it has also morphed into a one-stop resource hub. So that's been another community resource. Everything from Child Haven and Pampers to WIC to the different health insurance authorities. People have been able to come and get signed up for health insurance. King County Metro, Miss Khadija with the community I didn't say access, I almost said it. With the community with the community van, all sorts of resources are there. And so that's who we are, that's what we are about, and y'all are family. I want y'all to come. There's a live DJ that'll be there, so I've been saying, if you've been feeling your butt wiggling in the chair, stand up and shake your booty. I want you to dance, I want you to eat, I want you to have fun, I want you to enjoy in the festivities. Skyway Grocery Outlet from 2 to 7. Because we changed it the years before, it was earlier in the day, noon to 7. So it's 2 to 7, it's free, just come on. Any questions? Going once, going twice.
When's the health and safety fair this year? We've got a date, right?
Health and Safety Fair is the third Saturday,
August 17th.
August 17th. And so we'll be giving out the backpacks and school supplies at that time.
Do we need volunteers?
I don't know particularly, so I'm gonna say yes, just come out.
You always need volunteers.
And if there's something to do, or if you see something that needs to be done and you wanna help, by all means, have at it. The more the merrier. Again, it's family. My personal description of Skyway, when I'm talking about Skyway and they ask me, where is it? My answer every single time without fail is that Skyway is not a place, it is a people. Say what you want, I don't care, the crazy stuff that happens here, whatever. Me personally, Skyway has proven to be a people. And so, for Elijah One's hands, Skyway is always ground zero. As long as we have a place here in Skyway to host our events, this is where we'll be. Anybody is welcome to come, but we're not going anywhere else to do anything in any other community. It's gonna always be Skyway. So thank y'all for being a part of our family, and thank you for welcoming us.
Thank you so much. Is Ben still here?
Yeah.
Oh, here. All right, so next up is Richard Roy.
Okay, I think Miss Ayana is the hardest to follow, but we'll try. Most of you know me already. I'm Ben Harmony, and today I'm standing here as one of the coaches at Venture Rowing Center and also a rower there. And this is...
Hi, I'm Rachel Wong. I'm the Executive Director of the Renton Rowing Center. If you're not familiar with our organization, our boathouse is located just between Boeing Field and the Boeing factory, right down there at the north end of the Cedar River Trail Park. We've got a cute little boathouse tucked away right at the end of the pier. We've been in operation this will be our 10-year anniversary this year, and we've had youth programs for 9 of those 10 years. Last year we launched a Learn to Row camp specifically for Skyway youth residents, and we're bringing it back this year. This year the dates for our camp are June 3rd through 14th, and this will be an after-school camp, so that'll be 4 to 6 p.m. It is a completely free camp for participants. We're going to be using an interest form to capture some demographics and helping those kids and their families apply for scholarships and financial aid through the Pocock Foundation. We currently, our youth rowers, anywhere between 20 to 30% of our active youth rowers get scholarships through the Pocock Foundation, and most of those are full rides, which means that all of their annual rowing fees, competition fees, and rowing gear are paid for through those scholarships. For this 10-day rowing camp, it'll be Monday through Friday for 2 weeks. Transportation is provided, and we'll go over that a little bit more in detail. But we're also coordinating 2 days of swim lessons built into that curriculum to get our campers more comfortable around the water. We'll have rowing gear available plus after-school snacks. So we really want this to be kind of a one-stop shop for Skyway kiddos who want to get out on the water this summer and want to get introduced to the wonderful sport of rowing. Yeah, Finn, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, so this is open to high school students, and they can be entering 9th grade, so currently in 8th grade. They don't need to have any prior experience with any sport, any water sport, or rowing. We start from the basics. That's a picture there of kids from the Skyway Youth Learn to Row Camp last year sitting in an oct, which is not a real type of boat that's rowed, but it's really good for teaching 8 kids at a time how to row in a really stable boat. And so we also kind of modified the program from last year to try to be even better. So offering these swim lessons, because we know that that is a barrier for students who do want to start rowing, because if you don't pass the float test, you have to wear a PFD, a personal flotation device, while you're rowing, which can basically, get in the way and make you not as efficient if you're racing or something. So trying to get kids exposed to being comfortable in the water and knowing what to do in the case of flipping your boat. And so I had a ton of fun coaching this program last year, and I'm really excited to kind of grow a crop of Skyway homegrown rowers. There are some students who already row for Renton Rowing Center who live in Skyway, who go to Dimmitt or Renton High. But it would be great to bring even more diversity to the Renton Rowing Center. And so if you know any high school age students, we would love to have them. And hopefully this is an on-ramp to joining the high school team. So that is the pitch. Yeah, and the QR code is live, so we're accepting folks' interest forms.
Yeah, and you can also find that on our website, which is rentonrowingcenter.org. If anybody wants to come and talk to me afterwards, I have business cards, and I'm happy to email or chat on the phone with anybody.
And the transportation is through the community van program, because everything's connected here. So either myself or my dad, who's also a volunteer driver for the community van program, can go and pick up students and drop them off at the rowing center and then drop them off back home after the practice time. So we really want to try to reduce as many barriers as possible to the sport of rowing.
And if for any reason this particular camp doesn't work for kids who might be interested in rowing, reach out to us. We have lots of other camps going on this summer, and we're happy to help with applying for financial aid or coordinating other modes of transportation. Any kids who want to row, we want to make sure that we give them the best opportunity to get them out on the water with us.
Any questions?
Of course. Sorry. So they don't have to swim to participate?
No. You do have to wear a PFD, a personal flotation device, like you can see in the
Don't
picture.
they all have to wear a life vest?
Typically, so beyond our Learn to Row programs, once the kids kind of get the basics, if they have what's called a flow test on file, so if they go to a pool and they perform a flow test in front of a lifeguard, which basically showing them that they can tread water for up to 10 minutes, then they get cleared to row without a PFD if they want one. We have several athletes on the team right now who either are not strong swimmers or just aren't comfortable around the water, so they wear their PFDs all the time. So we have kind of a sliding scale of comfort levels around the water with our athletes. But at the end of the day, if everything goes according to plan, they shouldn't need to go in the water in the first place. So.
No jumping off the dock is fun.
Any other questions? Great, thank you everybody.
All right, thank you, Ben and Rachel. Next up is Bike Works with Lena.
Hi everyone, my name is Lena. I work at Bike Works. I don't live in Skyway, so you probably haven't seen me at these meetings. This is my first one, but thanks for having me. The reason I wanted to come to this meeting is to get some feedback on bringing the Bike-mobile to Skyway. So the Bike-mobile is our mobile bike repair vehicle, where we have free to sliding scale bike repairs, and sometimes we do bike giveaways out of there. If someone brings a bike to us and we can't repair it, it's like beyond repair, then we'll try to bring them a new bike back to swap it with that. Last year we visited Crested Point Apartments a few times, maybe like 3 times late in the summer. Finn actually connected me to Crested Point, so that was really cool. But we're looking to add another location to our Skyway bike-mobile visits. So I wanted to see if folks had any recommendations, whether it's like parks that are really popular or like community centers or libraries. The bike-mobile is pretty big. It's like, maybe think of like a food truck. So all we really need is a spot to park it, and our bike stands and tools are all inside. We are going to attend the Skyway Outdoor Cinema event in August 23rd, I believe. So we'll be there, but we have Fridays available, second and fourth Fridays, from like May through October. Summer through like early fall is usually our season. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there if anyone has thoughts or locations that come to mind.
Do schools work?
Yeah, schools could be a place.
You have a grocery outlet.
There you are.
Not a lot of kids want to show up at school in the summer, though, so.
Right.
Yeah.
But they know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the resource fairs on Friday, the ones on like every third Friday.
Okay. Resource fair?
Yeah, I think it's at the fire station every third Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I have a,
Oh, I don't have that in here.
I have online.
It's the third Friday, though, I think you said second, fourth, I believe had available.
Yeah.
And our
Ours not a
first
bad
issue
option.
is at the silent task force for food distribution on Fridays too, at the task house, which is, we just mentioned it, it's like on 116th Avenue.
Thank you.
I think Skyway Park would be a good place too.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely something to talk to parks about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
As I offer them.
thank you. Yeah, the only thing is that we have to coordinate with our management team because the parking spaces are very small, so we have to have people up on some of the like lawn space.
Yeah. Okay.
Health and safety fair? Yeah, August.
I was thinking of that, but it's on a Saturday, so I don't know if it's come out on a Saturday.
You can be flexible, yeah. I guess my other question is, do you all feel like the bike mobile is a useful resource in Skyway? Like, is it something that you want to even see in Skyway?
Heck yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know the sheriff's office and the fire department both work with public health to get bike helmets. So we'd be happy to help work out a time that works, and we could do bike helmets too if you
Yeah,
would.
that would be great.
We also have Project Chill coupons that are coming from 7-Eleven, so if someone comes and shows up for ride bike with a helmet on, I might give them a coupon so they can get a free Slurpee.
Yeah, the
It's called
Renton
being good.
School District could be a resource to reach out to families even during the summer.
Yeah.
So wherever you're located, we could shoot emails to families and let them know that, about your location and what your services are and that kind of thing.
Well, we've got another festival coming up, save the date. Shout out to Khadijah, our Skyway Community Van coordinator. A reminder that NIA Festival at Skyway Park is on July 22nd from 1 to 7, so that's another big community event with a lot of people. Thank you, Khadijah.
Yeah.
Donations of bikes, how do you take them and how will you get them? And where will you be located?
Yeah, so we have a warehouse located in Columbia City. So that's a great place to drop off bikes for donations. If not, you can find the bike mobile. Hopefully we'll be in Skyway this summer, and our schedule should be posted on our website, and you could bring a bike there and just drop it off with us.
Is that where it used to be, that small little store? I don't remember. It's not
Yeah, we have our retail shop, which is like a small yellow house, and then a block away is our warehouse. So they're two separate, yeah. Sweet, I think that's all I have, yeah.
So, King County Parks does have a number of different mountain biking courses as well. And I'm sure the folks in those parks just devastate their bikes and could probably use some on-site repairs.
Yeah.
So I could connect you with those park spaces too, maybe get something going there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, my email is just Lena, my first name, Lena, @bikeworks.org. So feel free to reach out. I'll try to find some people afterwards. But yeah.
wish I would have thought to do a presentation, but I'm not that fancy, unfortunately. So my name is April Delchamps, and I'm a planning manager for the Washington State Department of Transportation. Over the last couple of years, we've been working to develop a vision for State Route 900 that better fits the needs of the community. We finished up a study we finalized it after going through a lot of process last summer, and we're currently working on design for it. We were successful with many in this room helping out in securing funding, so we're fully funded for design for the first part of that vision, and we're seeking construction funding. Just putting the application as part of one. The way grants work, sometimes you have to ask 2, 3, or even 4 times, so I don't want to, hopefully we can win construction funding, but we're going to keep trying until we can fund it. This project, what we're designing now, is the first part of 3 parts of our the vision that we set out. Really what we were trying to do with that vision is ensure that people can bike and walk on State Route 900 and feel safe. And then also increase the ability for you to cross the street. So additional crossing opportunities for bicycle pedestrians. And a big one is slowing down traffic, which I've heard a couple of times today. So the first phase of this project will build a shared use path on the north side of State Route 900. This will be separated from traffic. And so you're not going to be right up against traffic while you're riding a bike or walking. It will be some sort of buffer that we're still kind of working through some of the details on. It will work to slow down cars on the roadway. One of the things with this study, which is the part that I led previously, it's different from design, is currently my traffic engineers are going through a process to understand and analyze what are the things that you could do to best slow down traffic, but also support the community. So some of the things we're looking at are narrowing the lanes so that cars have to slow down. Our lanes are quite wide. Looking at ensuring that the center turn lane, where we don't need it, we can look at that. And we're also looking at some outside the box ideas and looking at if we can actually decrease some of the lanes to further slow down traffic. Try to make it more of your main street and your community that serves your needs. I'm hoping that we kind of get to a place sometime this summer, maybe late summer, where I'll be able to bring some things back to the group of how we've translated the vision that we came up with into design for that phase A, and start seeking your feedback for some of the options we've come up with based on some of the data and the vision that you guys helped us develop. And I'm happy to answer questions. I'm hoping to be back when I have more visuals that I can show. But we do have a website for the study that walks through. Additionally, the project does not quite have a website up, but we do have what's called a HEAL Act website. Because of the cost of this project, it's going to be required to do an environmental justice assessment to meet the HEAL Act. And so that website is currently up. And I'm happy to answer any questions. And I finally have cards after a year, and I brought those if anybody would like one.
Are you going to coordinate with the Tukwila Bridge? Because right now it's throwing all the trucks onto that.
I do believe, and I don't have my calendar, a lot of the coordination, we do have a meeting coming up with a couple of different areas, Seattle and Tukwila areas, to ensure that we are working.
They keep putting off the planning of replacing that bridge, and boy, you're not going to be able to cut those lanes down too much with those semis.
Definitely, I will flag. I don't know what's on the agenda next time we meet with Tukwila, but I'll make sure that's on.
Yeah, that's, they can't, they try to make that turn coming off 5 at 129, and they have to come all the way into the lanes that are actually, it's.
The semi-standard, their whole facility's down the bottom of the hill.
Oh yeah, but they're throwing it off because they can only go one way.
Yeah.
They can only go out
Yeah.
on the bridge. So something's going to have to be done with the bridge before you start narrowing those lanes, or it's going to be even bigger.
And you're talking about narrowing the lanes all the way to the highway itself?
So the same way as the local government, like the planning of the roadways falls more to WashDOT when we're not in the city, in a similar way that your local services in King County.
And that's the intersection I'm talking about. Yeah.
I think
They
the
can't make the turns.
54th, I'm not hot, is just north of 129, where we stop, and I don't have the cross street.
Yeah.
April, is this executive summary?
This is our executive summary, thank you. Pull up the pictures.
No, I'm talking about the intersection at 7-Eleven and the Standard Station.
So is it 129th then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the 7-Eleven right here.
All right, I was thinking you were further up. So one thing here, one of the things that we're doing is we're doing what's called an intersection control analysis. And I'm absolutely not an engineer, so I will kind of give a high level. One of the things when we're proposing a different control at an intersection is we have to do one of this analysis. And we're currently doing it for this intersection to understand if a roundabout is the best option, or if it's not, or if there's a better option to slow down traffic. So this roundabout is phase 3, so it's the part that's not currently funded.
Well, the roundabouts really work.
They really
They need one of these community panels.
Not with these trucks.
They need one of these panels.
I work for the city of Kansas.
Yeah. Slow it down.
Yeah, that's slowing down.
It does
Hey,
slow
they
down.
can't, if they can't make the turns now, they're never gonna be able to make it on it.
But I'm really hoping to bring you more details. My our Christina Strand, who's the King area traffic engineer, was not able to make it today. So hopefully, once we get to the place where she gets through that analysis piece that they're required to do, I can start bringing you some more updates that are more detailed. Right now, we're kind of looking at everything but the kitchen sink within the frame of the vision that we had set out in this plan, with the goals of active transportation, being able to walk, bike, and cross the street at a protected crossing, and slowing down traffic. Happy to answer any questions if they're happening to come up. All right. Well, thank you. I hope to see everyone again.
And last is Lake Ridge Garden Club. And we have
Thanks. I'll leave some of these flyers on the table at the back if people want to pick them up. I'm Paula Ingebrigtsen, one of the members of the group, and I think it would be remiss if I didn't initially send out some thank yous, especially to our fire district who hosts us monthly, and for some other activities. This has been going on for several years, and we certainly do appreciate it. Thank you. And then to Devin, who came and spoke to us to let us know a bit more what's going on, and also to Hannah from the Skyway Coalition. We're trying to reintroduce ourselves into the community here and be more participative in things that are going on. So thank you to everyone who's brought this to us. I'm not going to go into much detail tonight. The main thing I came is to promote our Lake Ridge Garden Club first ever plant sale. It's coming up on the May 4th. That's a Saturday, and it's going to be on 116th in the corner of, what is it, 76. It's at the church, the Methodist church, their lawn in front. They gave us permission to use that. So it's open. Our pricing is a lot less than what you're going to get anywhere else, and our products are going to be mainly from everyone's lawns or gardens or yards, wherever we can do it. Not just from members, but from other people in the community who've opened it up to us. We really appreciate that. So hope to see you there. It's not just plants and that, but it's going to be garden implements. Some will be gently used, some will be new, and there's also food items as well. So we hope to cover a few bases there. So 10 to 2, Saturday, May 4th. The other thing I want to let you know is we do have a student now who's working with us with their community service credits. We're still looking for others in the future as well. So we're open to anything like that to help students in the area move along in their life. Any questions? Yes?
Are any of the plants house plants, inside plants, or are they all yard?
No, there are a variety. They're inside, outside. Some will be through trees maybe even, and some will be, pots or, ornamental kind of things if you want. But yeah, and if you're starting your veggie starts, there's going to be quite a few of those as well. Yeah.
So what does the Lake Ridge Gardening Club do? Who can join? How do people find out more information?
You can find out information. We have a Facebook page, and we're on the what's
Next
that?
door?
Lake Ridge, next door, yeah, as well. We have meetings at this point at noon on the first, gosh, I can't even remember, the first Monday or the second Monday of the month, anyway. And we're still, during COVID, we all went on Zoom, and now we're finding people aren't as interested in Zoom, but we're still trying to explore and get Zoom into it, because, 12 o'clock on a weekday is not an ideal time for most people. So we are open to suggestions and whatever with that. The club has been in effect since the 50s or something, but as you know, we're in 2024 now. It's a very different situation than it was in the 50s for us. So, just had to say that. Okay. Was that enough of information for you?
Thank you.
Okay.
There's no other community updates other than the Skyway Coalition. So Hannah.
That's all you.
This you, Hannah? Okay.
I'm Hannah.
Hannah.
Yeah.
There's a couple people here.
Yeah. Thank you for the meeting.
Hey everyone, my name is Hannah. I'm working with the Skyway Coalition on a couple projects. The one I'm mainly here with today is the Brooks Village project. Have folks heard about Brooks Village yet? I know you have, but I don't know. Well, recently the coalition was able to respond to an RFP that the county put out, and we're starting the transferal process to get that land in the Brooks Village property that's right on where the 116th and Renton Avenue area is, right next to Grocery Outlet, to get that land transferred to community to become a new housing development. And it should be affordable housing. And what I'm here today to talk to y'all about is how the project is 14 acres large, and it's right next to a wetland, so there's some protections on the property that make it so that only part of it can be developed. And so what we want to find out is the area that can't be developed on the property but can be used for passive recreation like trails, gardens, and such. What do we want in the community for folks to, and like how do people want to use that green space? So I have an online survey. Also, I'm willing to just chat with folks about the kinds of things that they want to see in the green spaces and parks and natural areas in Skyway. Yeah, you can find out more about the project on skywaycoalition.org, and we'll also continue to be tabling and showing up at events. And we'll also have community forums coming up in June. One is on June 2nd. I believe it's at the fire station, and we'll be talking with folks, having an open house to share more about kind of how the affordable housing project is working and how the green space will be developed and why it's so important that we get folks out to give input about this. We're also really focused on making sure that folks of color, folks coming from marginalized backgrounds have a center in this conversation, since those are folks often left out of this type of conversation. And we know that Skyway is highly impacted by lack of resources and such that's my main project. Look at that here. Please take a flyer. The other thing I want to talk to you all about is I'm helping run the Skyway Farmers Market, and we are now monthly on the last Sunday of each month. So our upcoming market is April 28th. I'm helping source produce from tons of amazing local farmers and producers, and also trying to get fishermen and other folks to show up and show what they got for our community. We also have tons of resources, activities for families and youth to come and play. And we also have a DJ and an area where you can eat free food and just hang out. So yeah, please come through, and we'll be doing that through October. Are there any questions about either Brooks Village or the Farmers Market? Yes. Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear it.
For the Brooks Village development, do you know if there's, what do you say, disability specific units set aside?
We're like open to having that conversation. That's a big part of it. Is this park going to be accessible for community members? So we want folks to be able to bring in that perspective to that conversation. Yeah.
What's the time for the farmers market again?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the farmers market is the last Sunday of each month, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's at the Skyway Fire Station parking lot next to the 7-Eleven library. Thank you.
And does that accept also like assistance, like is WIC and stuff accepted at some of the stands?
Yes, we have been kind of in the process of the bureaucracy of getting EBT and SNAP accepted, so we should have it this month. Even if it doesn't work, just because of last minute stuff, we are accepting sliding scale at the farm stand, so I'm hoping to make sure that people can get the produce no matter what. And the food is always free, the hot food is always free.
And then do you need, when you're sourcing for vendors, do you need people to provide input on vendors that?
Yeah, we have a vendor link online where you can sign up, or where vendors can come in, sign up, and we're looking for folks who are mainly located in or right around Skyway so that we can keep the money in the community. Any other questions? Cool. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right. I think that is pretty much it. So thank you everyone for coming. We do have a voter ballot here for our upcoming Skyway Cinema. It's going to be at the Skyway Park this year. So working with parks, just thank you for helping us with that.
You go to mywesthill.org. It's the top banner. Click the first thing on our website.
First thing.
Cast your vote.
Cast your vote. We have 2 dates that we're actually going to have movies there. So it's not going to be every week in August this year. It's going to be just 2 dates. So please go to mywesthill.org to vote on those 2 movies, and hope to see you there. Right.
Don't come to the parking lot at the resource center. We won't be there. It's all torn.
Go to Skyway Park.
Yeah, just in the park.
Yes. All right. Any other questions while?
No questions, but just an acknowledgement. It just seems like quite a few presentations tonight. King County Fire District 20 seems to be a recurring theme. So I just, on behalf of everybody, want to thank Chief Hicks for being a true community partner